Janarangana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Bihari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jai Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Haribol. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakachaри Stotra Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Lavai Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakachari Stotra Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जाय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जाय। नवद्वीप श्री मायापुर धाम की जाय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जाय। गंगा माँ यमुना माई की जाय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जाय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जाय। The most merciful Lordship Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji ki jai. The most merciful Lordship Shri Shri Gaunithai ki jai. The most merciful Lordship Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Bunda ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nithai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21, entitled Instructions by Maharaj Prithu, text number 11. Maitreya Uvacha Ganga Yamanayor Nadyo Ganga Yamanayor Nadyo Antara Kshetramaavasan Antara Kshetramaavasan Arabdhan eva bubuje Arabdhan eva bubuje Bhogan punya jihashaya Bhogan punya jihashaya। Maitreya vacha Ganga Yamanayor Nadyo Antara Kshetramaavasan Arabdhan eva bubuje Bhogan punya jihashaya। Maitreya vacha Ganga Yamunayor Nadyo Antara Kshetramaavasan Arabdhan eva bubuje Bhogan punya jihashaya। Maitreya vacha Ganga Yamanayo Nadyor Antara Kshetramavasan Arabdhan Eva Bubhuje Bhogan Punyajihashaya. Maitreya Vacha Ganga Yamanayo Nadyor Antara Kshetramavasan Arabdhan Eva Bubhuje Bhogan Punyajihashaya. Maitreya Vacha Ganga Yamanayo Nadyor Antara Kshetramavasan Arabdhan Eva Bubhuje Bhogan Punyajihashaya. Shri Shri Gaunithai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ji ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Anyone else? Any Matajis? Maitreya Uvacha. The great saint Maitreya said, Ganga, the river Ganges, Yamunayo, of the river Yamuna, Nadyo, of the two rivers, Antara, between, Kshetram, the land, Avasan, living there, Arabdhan, destined, Eva, like, Bubhuje, enjoyed, Bhogan, fortunes, Punya, pious activities, Jihashaya, for the purpose of diminishing. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The great saintly sage Maitreya told Vidura, My dear Vidura, King Prithu lived in the tract of land between the two great rivers Ganges and Yamuna. Because he was very opulent, it appeared that he was enjoying his destined fortune in order to diminish the results of his past pious activities. Please repeat. The great saintly sage Maitreya told Vidura, My dear Vidura, King Prithu lived in the tract of land between the two great rivers, Ganges and Yamuna. Because he was very opulent, it appeared that he was enjoying his destined fortune in order to diminish the results of his past pious activities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The terms pious and impious are applicable only in reference to the activities of an ordinary living being. But Maharaj Prithu was a directly empowered incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Therefore, he was not subjected to the reactions of pious or impious activities. As we have already explained previously, when a living being is specifically empowered by the Supreme Lord to act for a particular purpose, he is called a Shaktyavesha Avatara. Prithu Maharaj was not only a Shaktyavesha Avatara but also a great devotee. A devotee is not subjected to the reactions resulting from past deeds. In the Brahma Samhita it is said, Karmani nirdahati kintuja bhakti bhajam. For devotees, the results of past pious and impious activities are nullified by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Arabdhan Eva means as if achieved by past deeds. But in case of Prithu Maharaj, there was no question of reaction to past deeds. And thus the word eva is used here to indicate comparison to ordinary person. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Avajananti mam mudha. This means that sometimes people misunderstand an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be an ordinary man. The Supreme Godhead, His incarnations or His devotees, may pose themselves as ordinary men, but they are never to be considered as such. Nor should an ordinary man, not supported by authorized statements of the Shastras and Acharyas, be accepted as an incarnation of devotee or devotee. By the evidence of Shastra, Sanatana Goswami detected Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be a direct incarnation of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Lord Chaitanya never disclosed that fact, it is therefore generally recommended that the Acharya or Guru should not be accepted as an ordinary man. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhe Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langaite girim Yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinatarina. Unless the acharyas point out such special words like arabda eva, arabdan eva. So Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing on this word arabdan eva because just that word eva, like, that one small word eva changes the whole understanding from ordinary people's understanding to great acharyas' understanding. Ordinary people understand that if we read Arabdan, Arabdan means one enjoys one's pious deeds, reactions, or you can say pious results, pious activities results. Like when we do pious activities, we get pious results. When we do impious activities, we get impious results. So it is said he is enjoying the tract of land where he was residing in between the Ganges and the Yamuna river, as if he's, it is said, diminishing the results of his past pious activities. It's very significant. Diminishing the results of past pious activities. Means when we do punya and when we enjoy the facilities that come from the reactions or the results of such punya activities. Generally, when we do punya, we go to the heavenly planets. Heavenly planets' enjoyment is very great, much greater than the enjoyment in this bhumi or in this world. There are many facilities. There are beautiful gardens. There are beautiful angelic women. Everything is centered around God. The Vedic mantras are chanted. The best of music is played. The best of dance. All these things are available in the heavenly planets. So, if one goes to heavenly planets, one gets a lot of enjoyment. But that enjoyment very quickly diminishes our pious results. Just like when you have a lot of money, when you go to a 7-star hotel, Everyday stay in a 7-star hotel diminishes your money. Even if you paid 1 lakh rupees, let us say, that 1 lakh rupees may only come for 1 or 2 days. So similarly, when we live in the heavenly planets, all our pious results will be diminished very quickly. And once they are zero, then one comes back to this mortal world again, to this earthly planet again. Kshine punye martilokam vishanti. When your punya is kshina, then you come back to the martiloka. So, that is pertaining to an ordinary person. But it is said here, Maharaj Prithu is not an ordinary person, but he is enjoying like an ordinary person who is diminishing his results of the pious activities. That means these pious or impious results are not applicable to Maharaj Prithu, because Maharaj Prithu is not an ordinary person, or he is not even should be counted as some great person who has accumulated some pious activities. He is much greater than that. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, first of all, Maharaj Prithu is an incarnation of God, number one. Number two is that Maharaj Prithu also is a great devotee of God. So either for the incarnation or for a devotee, these impious or pious results won't affect. Because a devotee is above the pious and impious results of work. These pious and impious results are only applicable to a mundane man who is a fruity worker, who is working for material results. So that is the point that is mentioned here. Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Nadatte kasyachit papam, that I am not touched by the papam. Papa means, if anyone does anything in this world, though Krishna has created this world, though Krishna has sent all of us to this material world, whatever papam that we do, that papam doesn't come and contaminate the Supreme Lord, actually speaking. So, if Lord is not touched by papam, how can we say that he is enjoying the pious results or impious results? And he is the empowered incarnation of Krishna, Prithu Maharaj. So, is it applicable to only the Lord and his empowered incarnations? No, it's also applicable to great devotees who have been sent for elevating the people in general, mission, with a missionary purpose. If they have been sent, they are not touched by these pious and impious results. Like some of the associates of the Lord are sent here, some of the great devotees of the Lord are sent here for elevating people to the platform of Krishna consciousness. So they are also not touched by the papam or punyam that general people do. It's a very sensitive thing. A balanced approach must be there, in the sense, Prabhupada said, I am not suffering by my own karma, but I am suffering because of all of you, Prabhupada said. Actually, Prabhupada is being sent by Krishna. So Prabhupada cannot be touched by the impious and pious activities of all of us, so to speak. Otherwise, Prabhupada he has established a society and accepted thousands of people. All of these people's karma, where will it go? Because he has accepted responsibility for those people, so that karma should come. If that karma actually touches Prabhupada, Prabhupada would be doomed. Because the karma of ordinary people like us is so great. We ourselves are not able to accept the burden of karma. We are burdened by our karma. What to speak of hundreds and thousands and millions of people? Then who is protecting? Krishna is protecting. Because he is doing activity on behalf of Krishna. So it is Krishna's responsibility to take care whatever karmic reactions come from the disciples or followers. So because Krishna is there, that papam doesn't touch. Now that does not mean when we as followers of Srila Prabhupada should not think that anyway papam doesn't touch Prabhupada, so I can do whatever papam I want. Like It is not proper. Just like in Christianity, they have this expression. What is that expression? Jesus has already shed blood for you. Because Jesus has already shed blood for you, you can go on doing any commit any sinful activity. It doesn't matter because he has already committed, he has already shed blood for you. Is that proper understanding? Or the proper understanding, because Jesus has already shed blood for us, let's not do any more sinful activities. There is a small difference between this and that. Both appears to be glorifying the person, but the attitude is taking advantage of somebody's sacrifices. The other one is actually be very careful not to further burden that person. That's the difference. So, as followers of great personalities, one should not further burden them with the impious results or by papa karmas that we do. Although those papa karmas are not touching them because Krishna is protecting them. So these things have to be properly understood. Otherwise, where is that feeling or that emotion or that loving feeling towards an acharya? If you don't feel for the acharya, anyway, he is a great acharya, so we don't have to worry about his karma. We just do whatever we want. No, it's not like that. Like it is said in the Bhagavatam, there was an incident where Krishna was suffering from a headache. When Krishna was suffering from a headache, Narada Muni found out this, and then Narada Muni asked Krishna, how can I relieve you from this suffering, my dear Lord? So Krishna said that only by applying the dust of my pure devotees' lotus feet, this will be relieved. Narada Muni did not get a doubt that you are the Supreme Lord, how can you get headache? Just because the Lord is there, Lord is apapa vidhim. Apapa vidhim means he is not touched by any papa. That does not mean that he does not have headache. His headache may be all of us, that we are not actually properly taking advantage of his facilities that he has given us, and then we are not going back to Godhead. So that may be his headache. So one should not be so heartless that Lord does not have headache. Lord may have headache, but he may not be affected by his headache in his service to all of us. That is what we have to understand. Generally, if we have some headache, we just become very morose and we won't be able to do our duties properly. But Lord, when he can have headache, he can continue to have headache, but he can continue to do his services to all the living entities. So Narada Muni, he went and said to some of the Brahmanas who are the great, Vedic chanters, Vedic ritualistic Brahmanas, he went and then told them, Krishna has headache, so can you please give your dust of your lotus feet? Then the Vedic Brahmanas said that, first of all, how is it possible that Krishna can have headache? That is their first argument. And the second argument, even if considering that Krishna has headache, how can we give dust from our feet? And if we give dust from our feet, what will happen to us? We will go in Naraka and stay there forever. Do you have a program to send us to Narakaloka? So their ideology is that Lord does not have emotions. And the second one is that they are more worried about themselves than the Supreme Lord. They are thinking, we will go to Naraka. They are not thinking that Lord will be relieved of the headache. See the difference. And then Narada Muni left and then went to the gopis and then said to gopis that Krishna is having headache, and Krishna is saying that if he gets the dust of his devotees, from the lotus feet of his devotees, he will be all right. Then immediately the gopis gave the dust and said, please go and relieve the headache of the Supreme Lord. Our Krishna is having headache, we can't tolerate this. So then Narada Muni told, are you not worried if you give your dust from your lotus feet, you will live in hell forever? It doesn't matter. If Krishna can be happy, that's what we are. We are here to make Krishna happy. It doesn't matter where we live. This is love. We go to Krishna, but we ask many things from Krishna. I want this, I want this, I want, I want peaceful life. I want, a lot of money. I want a lot of followership. A lot of things we go and ask Krishna. But nobody ever bothered to ask Krishna, is there something bothering you? Is there anything that I can do to relieve you from that, my dear Krishna? And we support it by philosophy. What is that philosophy? What difficulties Krishna can have? Krishna is the Supreme Lord. He will not have difficulties. Krishna will not have difficulties, but every soul who is separated from Krishna is actually bringing anxiety to Krishna. Is that not sufficient? There are millions and trillions and unlimited living entities who have been separated from Krishna, living in this material world. Is it not Krishna's anxiety and headache? So only pure devotees think of such headache of Krishna, such anxiety of Krishna. They want to relieve Krishna's anxiety by bringing them closer to Krishna, bringing all the living entities closer to Krishna. So in the process of bringing the sinful living entities or forgotten living entities, whatever reactions of the works that they have done, those reactions will come and fall upon these devotees. When they fall upon these devotees, the devotees are not doomed by those reactions, rather they are protected by Krishna. So that is the reason why when Arjuna was telling, my dear Krishna, how can I kill my grandfather Bhishma? How can I kill my teacher? They taught me everything. They have affectionately treated me. Isn't it sinful to kill all of them? Because they are all my relatives and friends. Even if they were aggressors, they have done very great sinful activity. Why should I punish them and then accumulate papa? Then Krishna said, no, you will not accumulate papa. Even if you kill everyone in the battle of Kurukshetra, on my order, you will not even accumulate one little thing. Because you are doing it on my order. So when we do activities on the order of Krishna or Krishna's representative like spiritual master, it is not called pious or impious activity. It is called activity of bhakti. It is not karma kanda, or it is not karma or vikarma. It is called akarma. So there are three things in the scripture: karma, vikarma, akarma. Karma means doing those which are prescribed in the scriptures is called karma. Vikarma means doing those things which are against the scriptures. So karma means punya karma, akarma means, vikarma means papa karma, akarma means bhakti karma. That is called akarma. So when one does this bhakti karma means we must always understand that it must be prescribed by the Lord and His devotees. That is why they are called prescribed duties. Prescribed duties. Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahe turbhur mate sangostva karmani akarmani. Krishna is using the word akarmani. It is, if you simply do your prescribed duties, karmanye va adhikaraste. And how should you do those duties? Ma phaleshu kadachana, without expecting any results. Simply do it as ordained by the Lord. This is my duty. It is ordered to me to do like this. I will do like this. In this way, if we do without expecting any results, because Krishna will take care of all those results, that karma is called akarmani. So, great devotees like Prithu Maharaj or incarnations, they do not do any karma or vikarma. They actually do God's work. They come here for God's work. They stay here for God's work. And when they leave for another work of God. So, one should not think that they are ordinary persons. They are also burdened by the karmic reactions of this world. or even if they are enjoying their past deeds. Like it is said here, eva. Arabdham eva. Arabdham. As if he has accumulated some pious results and he is enjoying those pious results and diminishing those pious results only to come back to this bhumandala again. Kshine punye martilokam vishanti. So this does not apply to Prithu Maharaj. It is applicable to all of us. So that is why it is said one of the offense to chant the holy name of Krishna is to consider the spiritual master as an ordinary person. He is not ordinary person. He is being specially sent by Krishna to rescue you from this material world. How can he be an ordinary person? If you consider him to be an ordinary person, then what happens? You will calculate with your own mindset. How do you calculate him? Okay, he is he is a little older than me, so he is a little more experienced. So, if I also get that experience, then I will also be equal to him. Something like that. Or one may calculate the external things of the spiritual master. Oh, he is not from India, but how can he be a spiritual master? It's better that I take initiation not from the Indian Swami, not from the foreign Swami, but Indian Swami. This is another calculation. All these things are material considerations. Oh, he has some disease. How can he has disease? If he is so pure, how can he has disease? So all these things are very dangerous things, dangerous conceptions, which will not allow you to get the full fruit of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So if we accept a spiritual master, we must accept him as representative of God. It does not matter where he came from, what is his physical status, what is his mental status, all these things we should not try to speculate based on our mental speculation. We must accept this person is sent by Krishna. And why did he come? He came to rescue me from this world. So, Prabhupada explained, in the beginning days, 1966, when first time he gave initiation to some of the disciples, they asked, how should we treat the spiritual master? And Prabhupada answered, one should treat the spiritual master as good as God. So there was a discussion amongst these fellows, because they are very new people. Hey, he is saying, one side he is saying an ordinary person cannot become God. But he is saying, when it comes to him, he is saying, as good as God. There is some inconsistency in Swamiji's philosophy. So they were discussing. So some people said, no, why are we speculating? Better we go to God, better we go to Swamiji and ask him for clarification. What does he mean by as good as God? So then they went and asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, you said a spiritual master should be worshipped as good as God. What does it mean to be as good as God? Then Prabhupada explained to him in their own language. Prabhupada said, suppose if an Indian Prime Minister visits America, how will he be treated? He will be treated as an ambassador of the Indian citizens. So, although he is one man, but he is treated with utmost respect, which would have been offered to the Indian people of India. Because he is a representative of Indian people, so he will be respected greatly. That respect is not to that person, but actually the respect is towards the country of India. Similarly, when God's representative comes, he is respected as good as God, not because of him, but because of God. Because he is representative of God, he should be respected as representative of God. Then they understood, oh, this is what it means. A spiritual master should be respected as good as God means like this. He is not God, but he should be respected as good as God. Because he is representing God. So the spiritual masters are great devotees who come to this world. They are called vice lords. Vice lords, just like vice chairman, vice president, We use those words. What is the meaning of vice chairman, vice president? Anyone knows? Why do we use that word, vice president or vice chairman? That means in place of the chairman, in the absence of the chairman, he acts as a chairman. Suppose if any meeting has to be conducted, if the chairman is not there, then the vice chairman becomes the chair. So similarly, in the absence of the physical absence of the Lord, he becomes the Lord for that particular living entity. That is why they are called vice lords. A devotee is called a vice lord, a pure devotee. I am talking about a pure devotee who is representing God. So here in this verse, it is mentioned that Prithu Maharaj, he is respected, he is glorified as good as God. So he cannot be counted amongst ordinary people. When he is enjoying the kingdom which was there in between the Mother Ganges and Mother Yamuna, such a beautiful land it is, such pious place it is, and when he is enjoying with his entourage, he cannot be mistaken as if he is getting his previous past pious results and he is enjoying. So one should not mistake like that. So these are the explanations given by Srila Prabhupada about how we should see the Lord or his great devotees. When Lord does something, Lord cannot be faulted. Lord is, as it is said, apapa with him. He cannot be faulted for any activity that Lord does. Because he is the supreme enjoyer. There is no one who can point a finger towards the Lord. When Krishna, when he married 16,108 wives, some people become envious and say, he may be very lusty, that is why he has married 16,100 wives. Because you are not able to maintain one wife, you are very envious of Krishna. Krishna can maintain, why only 16,000? Krishna is maintaining this whole universe. Everyone is maintained by Krishna only. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Krishna is. He is maintaining every one of us. So it is not very difficult for him to maintain 16,108 wives. So that means what? You think that your rules are applicable to Lord also. Whatever rules that you have, you try to superimpose those rules upon God. Even a king is above the rules, it is said. King can make rules and break rules and then make whatever it is. King is above rules, they say. If an ordinary king is above rules, what to speak of the Supreme Lord who is the master of all the living entities? So one cannot say those rules are applicable to Lord also. Lord is at his own will, he can follow the rules, he may not follow the rules. It's up to him. And even if he follows or doesn't follow, there is a purpose behind it. If he follows, there is a purpose. If he doesn't follow, there is a purpose. As Lord Rama, he followed certain rules to set up Maryada. So he is called Maryada Purushottam. As Lord Krishna, he broke certain rules to give us the sweetness of the pastime. So he is called Leela Purushottam. So in both ways, as Rama and Krishna, he is the Supreme Lord. In one case, he followed rules. In another case, he didn't follow the rules, the Vedic rules. Certain aspects. Sir, if you want to talk, please go out and talk. Don't talk in the Bhagavatam class. Please tell him. It is not proper. So, so we have to understand that the Lord is not an ordinary person. He cannot be subjected to the ordinary laws that are laid down for us. Lord is, He is Dharmastu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. The Dharma is given by Krishna, and you can't put finger towards Krishna and point finger towards Krishna. And why are you not following Dharma? Whatever Krishna does is Dharma. When Krishna told Yudhishthira Maharaj, you say that this Ashwatthama Hataha, and if he doesn't say Ashwatthama Hata, that is called Papam. It's not that Yudhishthira Maharaj is much more greater than Krishna, he is asking me to lie. Why should I lie? What lie? Krishna, whatever Krishna says, that is what is truth. You simply follow. When Krishna told Arjuna, you shoot this man, Karna, even though Karna is, he's trying to get his horses and get his Ratha Chakras out of the, earth, still Krishna told you, shoot him. So, is that dharma or adharma? Whatever Krishna said is dharma. And what is adharma? Whatever we don't follow. When Krishna said we don't follow, that is called adharma. So we should not have too many of our own self-calculations, our own calculations, what is right, what is wrong. Who are you to say what is right, what is wrong? You must have a reference point, and the reference point is Krishna. That's all. So when reference point is Krishna, how can you fault Krishna? How can you attribute the sinful reactions to Krishna? That means you don't have proper knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So that is why it is said here in these pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, Arabdha eva. Arabdha eva means just like an ordinary person enjoys his pious results, Maharaj Prutu is enjoying his pious results. That eva is very important. Eva means like. That means he is not like that, but he is enjoying like an ordinary person. So that word eva is clearly indicating that he is not ordinary person. So these are some points. Anyone has any question? Comment? You have? What is the name of? Oh, there are many references in the scriptures, not one. One is definitely Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavatam, it is mentioned Lord Chaitanya is actually, Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya. There is one reference in Bhagavatam, there is Skanda Purana, there are many Puranas. In Mahabharata, there is a reference. Like in Bhagavatam, because this is the highest of all the scriptures, in Bhagavatam it is mentioned, Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sango Pangastra Parshadam Yajnai Sankirtana Prayer Yajanti Hissumedasaha. That Krishna will come like his devotee and he inaugurates the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra and he comes and does this Sankirtan with his associates. So this is the meaning of that verse, which is there in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, when Srila Prabhupada is writing that Sanatana Goswami or any other great devotees at that time, they have not sentimentally accepted Lord Chaitanya as Krishna, but they have accepted Lord Chaitanya as Krishna based on the scriptural injunctions. So they have studied. So if you see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are so many references from these scriptures to establish that Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself. Although Lord Chaitanya did not personally advocated himself as Krishna, he always remained as a devotee. Even when someone comes to him and said that you are Krishna, he used to shut his ears and say, Hari Hari, an ordinary person cannot be called as God. He said that. But everyone knows on the authority of scriptures that he is Krishna himself. Okay. So his question is in a Krishna book, there is a conversation between Radharani and Krishna. Radharani tells Krishna that you killed Aristashura. Although he is Asura, but he came in the form of a small calf. Killing a calf is sinful. So you are a sinful man, she said to Krishna. So then she told him that you have to take bath in all the holy places, holy rivers in the world. So then Krishna invited all the holy rivers which are existing in the universe, and all the holy rivers came. and came in the form of a small kunda, which is called Krishna Kunda. In Vrindavan, there is a kunda called Krishna Kunda. So his question is that how could she say this to Krishna? Radharani could say this to Krishna. That is why she is Radharani. She can afford to say anything to Krishna. She can kick on Krishna's chest and get away. She can make Krishna press her feet and get away, because there is this beautiful madhurya bhava that was existing between Krishna and Radha. And Krishna allowed her to say that because he wanted to enjoy such pastimes. It's not that, she's doing it out of superiority complex or something like that, or lack of knowledge of Krishna. So she knows who Krishna is. But she is saying this for fun. When there are two premikas, there is fun between them. And that fun should not be considered like an ordinary dealing between a man and woman. When they are having fun, they are having fun in ignorance. But when the Lord and His concert, when they are having conversation, that conversation is on a totally different level. That is completely free from sin. So when she said she wanted to enjoy Krishna's reaction to that. So as a result of that, what happened? Two beautiful kundas came. One is Krishna Kunda, another is Radha Kunda. In fact, all these great tirthas, when they came and then they formed the Krishna Kunda, Krishna and all the cowherd boys, they took bath in the Krishna Kunda, they came out, and now they said, since now we all have taken bath in this, now we are freed from all, whatever that you are accusing of. But then all these kundas, they were gestured, all these great tirthas, they were gestured by Krishna to pray to Radharani. So all these great tirthas, they prayed to Radharani, oh, our dear Radharani, if you don't accept us, then our existence has no value. So please, you take bath in us. Then, instead of we purifying, we get purified. When you are such a great devotee of Krishna, when you take bath in us, we get purified. So please agree to take bath in us. And then Radharani accepts. Then all these waters of all these tirthas, they are moved to the next kunda, which is made by the gopis, and that is called Radha Kunda. So in Vrindavan, it is said, even more than Krishna Kunda, the greatest place is Radha Kunda, because Radharani has taken bath in that particular kunda. And Radharani and all the gopis who are the greatest devotees of Krishna, they have taken bath. So that is why the Radha Kunda is most pious place or most devotional place in the whole of universe. So it is for the sake of pastime those discussions have happened. It does not mean that we can accuse Krishna that Krishna may kill the whole Kurukshetra battle. He said all the people are killed. So can he be called a war criminal? Like Saddam Hussein is being prosecuted for the Gulf War by the American government, and he's been hanged. Can someone say that no, he's the Kurukshetra war criminal? Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Lord. By his order, the whole Kurukshetra happened. But not even Arjuna does not get papam. What to speak of Krishna? Anything else? His intention is to tell us that he is not like an ordinary person who enjoys the fruits of his pious activities and diminishes that punya and comes to this world. He is not like that. Like that, it appears like that, but he is not like that. Why? Why will it create doubt? No, no, no. Prabhupada's commentary is saving us from such doubts. Without Prabhupada's commentary, we may probably mistake that Prithu Maharaj is enjoying his pious results. That is why Prabhupada's commentary is saving grace. So without the explanation of a great Acharya, we may misunderstand. Although the Eva word is there, that's what in the beginning I said, that such sukshmas are recognized by Acharyas, like Prabhupada. We may not recognize that Eva doesn't mean anything for us. But Prabhupada, he knows that Eva means like. He is not like that, but he is enjoying like an ordinary man. So he should not be mistaken like an ordinary man. That is why it is not simply repeat the slokas, but the explanation given by Acharya is very important. Then you know the depth of the Shastra. Alright? Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Samved Gaura Bhakta Bunda ki jai.